Today I want to make a French Cleat tool storage system to go on this wall. So I could put it on this wall, I've had to move my cordless drill holder and bit holder from this wall to this wall. So the gap I have to work with here is 800mm. Obviously I'm going to have to come in a little bit from the fold out workbench and from the wall slightly, but obviously I can go higher where I have a bit more of a span to put things. The reason I want to make this French Cleat storage system is because hopefully you're not all like me and when you finish a project you just lob your tools on your workbench so you can't get to anything. So I found this piece of 18mm ply I had lying about in the garage and I just ripped it down into 13cm strips. Once that was done, I could then adjust the height of my table saw blade and tilt it to 45 degrees. Once I found the centre of the strips, I just ripped them down the middle until I had the required amount I needed. I cut the first one out over at the miter saw to the correct length, then used this as a template to cut the remaining 4 out. I clamped all 5 together and marked the holes out where I wanted to drill and then just drilled those 4 holes out, countersinking them as well. Now this is me fixing them to the wall in the garage. I found the easiest way to do this was just to drill out the hole in the wall in one end, secure it into place with a wall bolt, then with my spirit level I could ensure that it was straight and then drill out the remaining 3 holes. Then I came back and secured it into position. I used this process for the other 4 and just worked my way down, ensuring that each one was flush with the other one. Now this is a great project to scrap plywood up on, and I took a few pieces over to the miter saw and first of all I just cut out some 45-degree angled brackets. Then I could cut a few pieces of plywood to a rough length. And then I could set about making the individual holders for the individual tools. This is just really about drawing around the tool, working out how you want it to be held when it's on the cleat system. So using my jigsaw I just cut out a little groove here and then drilled and countersunk the holes to secure it into position with screws. Tried it out for fit and it works great. I also made one like this for my reciprocating saw as well. The most difficult one, although it wasn't that difficult, was the circular saw because you have to get the width of the blade and the blade guards right. So I marked up around that, then using my ruler I joined it up to make a rectangle shape. Then drilled out 2 holes either end so I could fit my jigsaw into it, and then just used my jigsaw to cut this rectangle out. I went around the groove with a round over bit in my cordless router to clean up the cut made by the jigsaw. And then I cut down this piece of wood that was already cut to 45-degree on one end, and I simply glued and brad nailed it into position, and this will hold the saw into place when you slot it in the groove. Then after cutting the corner pieces out, I could simply place them into position and then drill and screw them in. One last thing to do was to add this back piece. This will add support and stability to the cleat, but also when it's hung up onto the cleat it will sit flush against the back of the wall and stop the hanger from moving or dropping down. So then all was left to do was try that one out, and this is where you can see that that piece I added on the bottom catches the saw to stop it falling back. I also made these ones, they're just simple hanging brackets so you can place your tool in. So after everything was done and dusted, all that was left to do was to place all the tool hangers on the French cleats in a position I wanted. And the good thing about these are that if a tool doesn't fit quite right, you can simply lift one off and swap it around with another one so it does fit right. Okay, so there's the French cleat build done and dusted. It's really easy to use, really easy to get your tools out. Just simply grab them out, do what you want with them, put them back, or if you want to take the whole thing out you can just lift it off and take that with you. It's a great project as well for using up scrap plywood, and it's really easy to make. I highly recommend it. My bench is so much clearer now. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. If you're not already a subscriber, please contemplate subscribing to my channel. Please like, comment and share amongst your friends, and I'll see you again next week for another video.